Welcome friends. In this lesson I'm going to talk about Mechatronics. Mechatronics is when machines, electronics and computers work together to make something happen. It's how robots, smart toys and even things like automatic doors or self-driving cars work. So let's look further into how Mechatronics works. Imagine you have a toy robot that can move around and do cool things like picking up blocks. This robot has parts like motors to help it move, sensors to feel if something is in the way, and a brain to tell it what to do. But what if the robot could talk talk to other robots or machines and share what it's doing? That's when IoT, Internet of Things, comes in. It helps the robot connect to the internet so it can talk to other robots or machines to work better together. For example, if the robot is low on battery, it can tell a charging station to get ready, or if the robot needs more blocks to pick up, you can tell or ask for help from other robots. In Mechatronics, which is about combining machines, electronics and computers, IoT helps all the parts work together smarter. It makes sure the robot knows what is going on and whether it needs more energy or how to work with other machines so everything works smoothly and quickly. Is a conditioner an example of a mechatronic device? Yes, an air conditioner can be considered as an example of a mechatronic device because it integrates mechanical, electrical, and control systems to function effectively. Let's see how this works. The mechanical components aspect of an air conditioner include components like the compressor, the fan, the evaporator, and the condenser. These elements work together to circulate refrigerants, exchange heat and move air to cool or heat the environment. Then electrical components rely on electrical systems for powering the compressor, fans and various other components. Electrical circuits control the operation of the system, such as turning the compressor on and off, adjusting fan speed and controlling the temperature setting. The control unit basically acts in a way like taking decision about how the temperature, regulating the temperature of the air conditioner. Modern air conditioners include micro compressors or digital control systems that allow users to set desired temperatures, fan speed, and other preferences. This system uses sensors, that is temperature, humidity, to monitor conditions and make real adjustments, optimizing the cooling or heating processes. The integration of all disciplines. The air conditioner mechanical components like the compressor and fans are controlled by electrical circuits and managed by a central control system. The sensors provide feedback that enables the system to adjust automatically, ensuring the desired climate in the room. Also, there's another question here. Is fan an example of a mechatronic device? Yes, a fan can be considered a basic example of a mechatronic device, but to a simpler extent compared to a more complex systems like robots or air conditioners. Here's how a fan fits into the mechatronic framework. 1. Mechanical components. The fan includes the blade, motor housing and frame. These mechanical components are responsible for generating airflow and moving the blades to circulate air. Electrical component. The electrical motor that drives the fan blade is an electrical component. Electrical energy is supplied to the motor to produce rotational motion, which drives the fan blade and creates airflow. Control system. Many fans include electronic controls such as speed setting, oscillation mechanism, and timing. These controls allow the user to adjust fan's performance through electrical circuits, often using a remote control, push button, or digital interface. Integration of disciplines. The fan integrates the mechanical, blade and motor housing, electrical, motor and power supply and control, speed setting, oscillation control elements. In more advanced fans, sensors or microprocessors might be used to automatically adjust the fan speed based on temperature or airflow conditions. While a simple fan might not seem as complex as some other mechatronic devices, still an example of a mechatronic device. The integration of mechanical, electrical and control systems which help to perform specific functions. So let me illustrate how IoT can be used to make Mechatronic devices smarter. So I'm going to go straight to, I'll open to my packet tracer. I'm at my packet tracer environment, so I will move right down here. I'll click on the second item, then I'll move straight to home, click on home, and here I'm going to bring out a fan. Then now when you bring out the fan, you see something like, if you see something like cannot launch the PT internal script, so what you need to do is get this out first. Okay, then go to extension, then go to scripting, configure PT scripting, then PT internal, click on edit, click on resign and edit, scroll down, cancel this, say yes, scroll down to the end, you see where you have start on demand disable, so click on start, click OK, say yes. That's just all what you need to do. So the next thing is to bring out the fan. You can see that error message is not there again. And the next thing is to bring out a temperature, a window. So I'm bringing out a window. I want to put the window here. Then look for a temperature control. If you look down here, you will see the names, temperature monitor. Then I'm going to also bring out a server. So I'm going to create an IoT device that will enable the system to be smarter. So this is what I'm going to have. So what I'm going to do now is to bring out a switch to connect all these devices. So I'll go back again to this here, and I'll click on this switch and bring it out. Then from here I'll go back to connection, then I'll pick from connection, pass Ethernet to the switch port, any switch port that we have there. So I'm picking a cable that is called copper straight cable, pass Ethernet 0 to switch port here. So this is connected. So now that we've connected all the devices here, we're going to give it an address. So let me specify the address we use. So I'll click on note. So here I will type 1.1.1.1. That's the address I'm going to use for that. Then I'll click here. This will be 1.1.1.2. Then here will be 1.1.1.3. So this is what we call the IP addresses. What it does is it will uniquely identify all these systems on the network. So this is what I'm going to have. So I'm going to configure these addresses on these systems. I press escape, so I'm clicking on the server. I'll go to desktop, IP configuration, so I'll type 1.1.1.1. Press on my tab key, so I will leave the supplement mask the way it is, then close this. I'm through with that one. So I'll come down here again, Cisco. So under config, pass Ethernet 01, I'll move to IP address. So I'll call this 1.1.1.2. I'll press down my tab key so that this automatically appears and set the way it is. Then I'll go back here again. Then I'll go to config and pass Ethernet. So here I'll have 1.1.1.3, same address. Then here again I'll do the same thing and I'll type 1.1.1, sorry, not there, click on pass Ethernet, then click 1.1.1.4, then click on that, accept it. So I've configured all the IP addresses for this system. So the next thing I'm going to do will be to switch on the IoT service on the server. So I'll go to services, then I'll click on IoT, then I'll switch this on. So that's what I need to do. Then the next thing I'm going to do will be to go to the server, then I'll click on the web browser, then I'll type the IP 1.1.1.1. So this automatically comes out, but I don't have the registration details, so I'm going to create one. So I'll call this admin, username admin, then password admin. So this will enable me to log into the server. So this has been created. Then I will go to the client and point all of them to this remote server. So I'll go to the window. On the window interface, I'll click on so under settings, I'll scroll down. You can see where you have remote server. So I'll type 1.1.1.1. Then the username is admin. So this is the logon details that will enable me to get access to the admin. So I'll click connect. When it changes to the fresh, that means it has connected. So I'll do the same thing here. So you notice that I'm using 1.1.1 because that's the IP address of the server. 1.1.1.1, and here admin, and here admin. Then I'll click connect. And finally, I'll click on the temperature monitor at 1.1.1.1 admin. So I've pointed all these devices to the server. So now I will go to the server and see if I can see all these devices. So I'll click on the server. I will open to my browser again. Then I'll type 1.1.1.1, enter. Then I'll type admin and admin. So immediately I type that 3 devices automatically appear here. So what are these 3 devices? Let me shift this to here. Then devices automatically appear. So what I do is I'm going to click this to expand on them. So you can see first here I have a window, and the second one I have a ceiling fan, and the third one I have a temperature monitor. So they are all here. So all these are here. So I could just do a quick thing. For example, for the window, if I click here, see the window opens. If I click on the fan, maybe low, you can see the fan is coming on. You see the thing wrapping around. If I click high, that increases. If I click off, the fan goes off. So this is what I'm using my IoT to remotely monitor all these devices, and of course the temperature is showing as this. So now I'm going to create a condition, and that condition is going to be like this. If this temperature increases to 50 degrees Celsius, I want the fan to blow, switch on to low, and the window should open. So how am I going to do that? So I'll click on condition. I'll add the condition. So I'll call this rule 1. Then I'll click here, and see it's showing as IoT 2, 1, 3. 2 is window, 1 is fan, and 3 is the temperature monitor. So I'll start with the temperature monitor. So I'll say, look, when the temperature is exactly equal to 50 degrees Celsius, then what should happen? I want IoT 2, which is the window, to be on. That is, it should open. Then I can add more condition. If you scroll down here, let's open this more. Scroll down here, you see more of the condition. Then I can add another condition. So while IoT will be open, window opens, I want the fan to start blowing. So I'll go to IoT 1, status should be on low. Should be on low. So you can choose high. So I've set my condition. So once this is done, then of course I'm ready to go. So I will close this rule. Did I add that? Okay, like I didn't add that, so I'll go back again and click add. Let's expand this so we can see everything. I didn't click OK. So I'll repeat again rule 1. So when IoT 3, which is a temperature sensor, is greater than exactly equal to 50 degrees Celsius, equal to or greater than greater than or equal to 50 degrees Celsius. Action. What action do I want? I want IoT 2 to be on. Then I also want IoT 1 status to stay at low. That's what I want. Then I click OK. So I've added that situation. So once I've done that, I'll click on home. I'm returning to home now. So I'll close this. Then I can go back and view my system. So currently now, what's the temperature? So you can see that the temperature is still within 0 degrees. So let me open here. So you can see from here that the temperature is still within 0 degrees. It doesn't move at all. It's even minus. So I could add a second rule just for this illustration to pick up. So I will click on condition. Then I can add a second condition. So I'll go to rule 2. And in rule 2, I'll click if this temperature 3 is equal to minus 0.0, just for illustration. Action. What do I want to see? I want IoT 2 to open. Then I want IoT 1 to stay on high. Then I'll click OK. So that's what I've just added as rule 2. Then I'll return to home. So the temperature is still 0.0. So what do I expect to see now? So if I minimize this, you can see that the temperature is gradually going up. It's now 0.71. Wait a little. You can see here is 0.9. And what was our rule? Our rule was that when it is exactly equal to this, so what I could say here is, because I just want this to open, let me see the current temperature now. The temperature now is 1.4. And it's increasing, so why don't I go and tweak this? So I'll go to condition. So condition, I will just edit this and say when it is greater than or equal to 2. Once it is greater than or equal to 2, I want the window to open and I want the fan to blow high. So that's what I want to see. So I'll go to home, and now it's more than 2. So I expect to see my window open. So you can see my window opens and the fan is blowing high. That's how you can use IoT to control your device. Thank you for listening.